before it gets to them. Watch out!
Can't just wait here and wait for sharks to rain down on us.
Welcome to Nerd Alert. I am outside by the ocean instead of the studio, but it's for a good reason. We are at the crossroads of Geek Week and Shark Week. So that means we should probably do something that involves both. Ergo, we're going to talk about Sharknado. Now, it's not the best movie, but it's certainly not the worst. And it has taken the internets by storm. That's why we're talking to the writer, Thunder Levin. Did you ever expect that Sharknado would blow up as much as it did?
Sure. I mean, it's been incredible. Who could have expected something like this for our little TV movie? But it's great. The buzz started back in November when they released the first poster. And it's such an obvious sort of image, and the tagline "Enough said." So people started talking about it then. But the way it blew up the night of that first broadcast on Twitter, nobody could have expected that.
You went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That was where it really went from the sublime to the surreal, because we had two poster signings. The one in the morning was a rather small scale affair where people had to buy these art lithographs that an artist had done, and it was like $35-40, and we had a steady, slow stream of people. All right. But then in the afternoon, we were giving away posters and signing them, and we were signing at a pretty good pace. And after about an hour, one of the people from the booth comes up and says, "You guys have got to pick it up because the line is down the hall and out the door." And I went to check, and I didn't even see a line. All I saw was the Comic-Con crowd because it's always so crowded. And it turns out that was our line, and I was just blown away. It was incredible.
There was even that lady with the
with
Sharknado.
The Sharknado hat.
Yeah.
We actually we got her at our booth, and we all took a picture with it.
Did the title Sharknado come out before that you wrote? The original?
Yes,
or?
Syfy had the title.
So they knew they wanted sharks
they
plus
wanted
tornadoes.
They wanted sharks, a tornado full of sharks.
What was that like, being told, okay, we have an idea. You come up, you fill in the blanks, but it's sharks and tornadoes.
Right. Well, they presented me with the title, and the first thing was I misheard them, and I thought they said Sharknado. And I was like, what do sharks have to do with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization? Are they invading Europe or something? Yeah. And so then they said, no, Sharknado, a tornado full of sharks. And they had like half a page of notes. And I said, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Of course I'll do it, as long as I can do it that way. I've got to be able to have fun with it. We can't take something called Sharknado and make it very dry and serious. And we were all on the same page with that. And so I just had fun with it.
What's it been like, on that note, promoting it? I mean, most of the cast and other crew members have kind of taken this tone, like, yes, we know sharks and tornadoes are ridiculous,
right,
but let's just go with
it. I don't know why people have so much trouble with my science here. This was rigorously researched.
Was it?
No, of course it's we're just having fun with it. And it's a great over the top kind of cheesy popcorn movie. Who could argue with that? It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the attention has been nothing short of miraculous.
It's been pretty great. I mean, at least from my point of view. Not a lot. Some people have attempted to try and explain the science, and it does kind of work. I mean, there are instances where frogs and small fish have been picked up into weather phenomena and dropped elsewhere.
That's where I started. I mean, the truth is my original structure was to find some sort of reality. So what would happen if a hurricane hit Los Angeles? This is a city where the streets flood if it rains for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're not equipped for
We're not equipped at all. So if indeed global warming is going to lead to more extreme weather, then this is something that could theoretically happen here. And there are verified cases of fish and other, small marine life being picked up by storms and tossed miles away. So I just started with those two ideas and, kept going.
And it would take
beyond all reasonable measure.
Well, maybe if there was like an F5.
Well, actually, JPL, the Jet Propulsion Lab, came out last week, I think it was, And they said, well, it's incredibly unlikely an F5 tornado could pick up a great white shark and throw it some distance. So I'm standing by my science, and that's all there is to it.
So a great white shark, not many, many,
well,
many.
if it could pick up one, it could pick up as many as were there,
All
it seems to me.
Well, you know, the nature of science is to try to explain things we don't know yet.
Right.
So I guess on that definition, it is scientific.
Absolutely.
Sure. I've been wondering, like, how did you come up with the finale of Sharknado?
You know, people keep asking me that, and I'm not sure I really remember, but at some point I knew that he had to chainsaw his way out of a shark, and I started directing the action so that he could get a chainsaw, because I knew that had to be how it ended.
Oh, so you had that in mind before. So they
Yeah, I
said
did.
Sharks and Tornadoes, and you said plus chainsaws, and then you worked your way over.
It came to me as I was writing, but it was well before the end of the script. So I started, okay, well then they've got to go to a hardware store or something, because somehow he's got to get a chainsaw. And that just seemed like, if you're being attacked by a great white shark from the air, you need a chainsaw. It just made sense to me.
Yeah, right.
It's funny because somebody just a little while ago pointed out that was an homage to Evil Dead.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking, was he channeling Ash?
I completely forgot about Ash and his chainsaw. That maybe it lodged in my subconscious, but that was not a conscious homage. Although I love.
This is my shark stick.
Right.
That could have been a
Right.
line.
That could have been a line. I love Bruce Campbell. So now that it's pointed out to me, maybe that was in the back of my head. And then last night I did watch Ian Ziering and Tara Reid on Shark After Dark, which
Yes.
looked like a lot of fun.
Are you okay with them calling your film a schlockbuster?
You know, when you try and make $100 million film on $1 million, people are going to call it things like that, I suppose. As long as they're talking about it, I'll take whatever comes.
Sure. Very cool. Have you considered? Did you have maybe movies like Snakes on a Plane in your mind when you were doing this?
Sure. Snakes on a Plane is generally considered to have not been a big hit, but I went to see it opening night in the theater, and that audience loved it. I mean, they were shouting out lines and yelling, "Look behind you," and throwing popcorn at the screen, and it was a great interactive experience. And so the fact that Sharknado has kind of become the cyber equivalent of that has been great fun for me. And then when it was at the theater last Friday, and it sort of became that in real life.
Very cool. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, be sure to like it and subscribe, and leave me a jawsome comment.